Hello, beautiful one. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Alexis Piper, the lifestyle strategist for your womanhood success and development. If you've ever wondered, how can you become a true woman of courage? I mean, like the audacity to do some things, like the type of courage that allows you to say, I don't care what they think, I don't care what they say, or I may take it into consideration. Nevertheless, I am going to do what I know God is wanting me to do. If that's you, and if you want to know more about owning yourself as being a woman of courage, then tune in. This video is for you to experience your womanhood being maximized in mending, in maturity, and in allowing yourself to experience the element of lifestyle mastery. So step on in this momentum of this video for you being a woman of courage. Let's get into it. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. All right. So number one, first thing in owning your right. Notice I said right. Of being a woman of courage is that you're going to have to understand your advantage. You have an advantage. And let me tell you what your advantage is. Your advantage is being or choosing to be, if you're not saved yet, a daughter of God. It's a seat. It's a seat. It's a seat that comes with an inheritance like no other. Your advantage of doing life in the seat of a daughter is your ability to tap into resources that are unlimited. It's to do life in and with the one who is able to do all things. I'm reminded right now, the book of Joshua chapter 1, actually. And there's a lot of God the Father reminding Joshua, hey, be strong and courageous. Maybe like you, okay? God is calling you out to do something that's requiring some courage. How many of you listening to this know that anytime that God calls you to do something, to obey an instruction, to go before these people, to say these things, to do these things, that it's going to require an ounce of courage? And so in Joshua, he kept reminding Joshua, be very strong and of good courage. And he kept reminding him, because I'm going to be with you. See, that is your advantage, that the presence of God and the help of the Father is with you. And so you're able to say yes to the call. Yes, you might be afraid, okay? You might be straddling the fence. You might second guess yourself. You might, come with all the inner narratives. It might come up for you where you've had a negative connotation with the word bold and with the word courage. Maybe you're associated with some childhood dilemmas and some bullying, or some people who had the audacity in a bad way to do things that rubbed you the wrong way. Nevertheless, God calls you to be bold, strong, and courageous. It is an element of your womanhood that truly distinguishes you and sets you apart, because in courageousness, you are able to come up out of comfortable places that no longer serve you. In courageousness, you are also able to realize and dismiss the things that hinder you from shedding skin that's dry, that's itchy. Okay, when we shed skin, when it's time you get the flaky skin, maybe you have eczema, but whatever it is, the issue with skin and how it itches, how it's dry sometimes. Maybe you think about your scalp, but I want you to get this picture of dry skin. The issue of on your face when you do chemical peels to help with that dry skin. Sometimes you're going to need to do a peel of the dry skin. That is what you're going to need to shed up out of so that you can bring forth new. Now, and in that, it's going to look like a couple of things that's going to cause you to rely on your advantage, to remember your seat, to remember who's calling you to be courageous in the first place. See, maybe the courage that rubbed you the wrong way, see, that courage was in somebody just saying, you know what, I don't care what nobody think, I'm just going to do this. No, the love of God requires us to consider others and to treat others and to do unto others as we would have them to do unto us. See, the love of God and the instruction of womanhood being maximized is for you to realize that you can mend from the damage of the human perspective of courage to let it become elevated to its higher place of your courage in your seat as a daughter. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so the default perspective that is negative around the word courage or the audacity of them, it can now be reframed. It can now be reframed with this is a privilege. With this is a calling of God. With this comes with this heirship that you have now. You see, in womanhood maximizing, in womanhood mastery meeting spiritual maturity, you start to understand that your identity gets an upgrade. And your identity getting an upgrade allows you to shed the skin of identity where you feel like, nope, that's not me. I'm too timid. I'm too cowardly. I'm too soft-spoken. You probably would never call yourself a coward. But if we look at some of your actions and you don't demonstrate courage, well, And so we want to see that we won't get complacent when we shed that skin. We have to shed the skin of complacency. We have to shed the skin of timidity. We have to shed the skin of people pleasing. We have to shed the skin of only complaining. We have to shed the skin of only talking about our circumstances. See, that's that dry, itchy stuff that we need to just break that skin off and come up into the new, fresh, shiny, glowy, dewy, soft of courage. Courage doesn't have to be hard. Courage doesn't have to be masculine. Courage can also be in the power of God calling you his daughter and telling you to be strong and courageous. You got some things to do up in this earth, homegirl. You got some things to do in your home. You have some things to do in your personal life. You have some things to do. And it's going to require courage. Yes, it is. And so we're going to nurture your human nature, okay? We're going to nurture your human nature that you're going to have to need to shed. And come into this nurturing so that you can birth forth the ability to stand sure-footed. Sure-footed, shoulders back, head up, chin up, buttercup, right? But you want to make sure that you are walking in courage. You're going to have to check yourself sometimes. Check yourself. Am I being timid here? Or am I being courageous? Am I honoring my seat as a daughter, knowing that the Spirit of God and the help of the Father is helping me? He's going to put the words in your mouth that you need to say. He's going to give you the strength and the capacity to be able to stretch beyond some areas where you feel comfortable, complacent, and all that human nature that we're now nurturing. Oh, I want you to truly understand your seat. I want you to truly come into the idea that you're shedding skin. I truly want you to come into this advantage that you have provision that's given to you daily for you to be strong in the face of adversity, for you to be courageous in the midst of the naysayers, for you to be courageous in the midst of your own circumstance, for you to be courageous enough to declare some good things over your life, over yourself, over your body, over your mind, over your marriage, over your finances, the courage to not just say, okay, but the courage to challenge yourself, the courage to do some things. And so in this series, this is just part one. I'm just opening it up, okay? But in this series, I don't know how many lessons it's going to be, but we're going to walk you through and nurture the human nature so that you can really own this advantage that you have of a seat of being a daughter, of a seat of coming out of the, having the courage to come out of your own personal prisons. The personal prisons that allow your heart to continue to second guess and be broken, the courage to come out of your personal prison of your mind that caused your thoughts to be toss you back and forth. One day you want to be courageous, one day you're timid, one day you want to speak up, one day you don't want, or in the same day. But God is saying, no, I want you to consistently be courageous. See, come out of your own personal prison of limitations and injustice, the injustice of your soul, the injustice, okay, of your soul, the emotions, your will, your intellect that's depriving you of shedding the skin, that's depriving you of truly saying, you know what? I do want to nurture this human nature of mine. That the depravity of your soul, the injustice of your soul that's causing you to just be superficial and shallow and just coast along in life. No, God says you're more than a conqueror. That is your advantage. Come on into this new identity, homegirl. Come into mending and maturity and your womanhood being maximized, because this series is set up for you to come in and experience a higher seat. This series is created for you to allow yourself to meet yourself outside of the walls of the prison of your humanity. Yes, to come into being this courageous woman, of nurturing your human nature. All things shy, all things intimidating, all things shallow, all things superficial, all things people pleasing, all the things, okay? All the things. And so let's seal this deal for you. Let's seal this deal for you being a woman of courage. Let's seal the deal by number one. Let's go at a brief recap. Number one that I really harped on was you understanding your advantage. That has to be the forefront of this, okay? We're going to seal the deal with you understanding your advantage. And every video that comes out that's released under this series on a weekly basis is for you to remember and own your seat and see yourself. And number one is remember owning your advantage, coming to understanding your advantage. And then number two, to really see yourself in your human nature being nurtured so that you begin to shed some skin that's dry, itchy, flaky. That human nature. So that you can shed the skin, number three, of timidity and people pleasing and comfort zones and insecurities and intimidation. Are you ready? Are you ready? So pat yourself on the back, homegirl. But don't stop there. I want you to play this back, play this back, play this back. Because I want you to set this foundation for you being a woman of courage. And in you setting the foundation of you being a woman of courage, and the three things or the things that were highlighted in this video. Search for the gold. It's gold in the description box below, okay? It's gold in the description box below. And then talk to me in the comments. What helped you to honor yourself in your womanhood being maximized? Maybe it was just maybe it was just yeah, I want to agree with that. I do want to shed some skin. Maybe it was, yeah, I need to truly start understanding my advantage. Maybe it was the scripture of Joshua 1. What helped you to honor yourself in your womanhood being maximized? Talk to me in the comments. So as you talk and typing in the comments, I need you to search for the gold in the description box below. After all, I love you. God loves you even more. But I'm challenging you to really see how much you love yourself by loving God back. See, you love and honor yourself when you love God back. And for this video, how are you going to love God back? You are going to choose to say, help me, Father, understand the advantage that I have as your daughter. You're going to love God back by saying, if you're not saved and you want to honor and love yourself like for real, then I welcome you into salvation. I welcome you into saying, God, I confess my sins and I'm in need of a Savior. I need you to help me shed some skin. I need you to help me clear up some itchy skin. I need you to help me remind me of who I am. I need you to nurture my human nature. If that's you and you are not saved, I want you to search for the gold in the description box below and connect with me. Connect with me so I can lead you to Christ and show you what womanhood maximized really is about, baby. Okay, it's a whole thing. It's the secret sauce to your womanhood getting sweeter, and your lifestyle strategies allowing you to equip life navigation and the hardships of life with some strategy that will sustain you, that will support you. Okay, if you said that prayer for salvation, Father, I believe that you are the Son of God, that you died for my sins, that you rose again. And I want to be yours. I want to come home to you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. All of heaven is celebrating you and it's saying, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. So stay connected to this channel. Now, if you already saved and you talk to me in the comments of what touched you, what stood out to you, what you need to hold on to, or if it's just you look forward to the rest of this series and the rest of these lessons that's going to roll out in this playlist to come forth. Celebrate your sister now who just came into salvation. And like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Search out the gold. Connect further with me through the treasures in the description box. Hey, I believe in you. I believe in you. So until next time, let's do this.